draw this hummingbird with me. Okay, so first thing to do is start by making a line and then curve like that, okay? So now you're gonna finish going straight like that, and then you're gonna make a triangle, and then you're gonna go up a little bit, just like that, okay? And then you're gonna go back up here, right here, and you're gonna go up a little, curve, not like that. You're gonna make like a little U, like that, okay? Sorry about the camera, guys. Okay. So that's where our beak is to go. So now you're gonna make a little head and go down. Just like that, okay? And then you're gonna curve and go straight, okay? And then you're gonna make a triangle, but kind of have a curved triangle, like that. Okay, now you're gonna go about right here to the bottom, and you're gonna make another curve and then connect that with that line, okay? Now you're gonna make another triangle, but this one's a little bigger, and go down and kind of go like that. Hopefully y'all saw that. Like that, okay? And then you're gonna connect that with that. And then you're gonna go back to this line, curve, kind of like a third wing, but it ain't gonna be a wing, okay? Then connect that with that. Okay, so now I'm gonna make his beak first. Let me zoom in a little bit for you so it'll be easier to see. Okay, so the beak is the hardest. And then go straight, okay? And then you're gonna just make it very small. Okay, let's erase this. Like that, okay? Now if you get it smaller, that's perfect too. Okay, so now there we go. So this is what it's looking like so far. So in this patch right here, you just make lines, okay? Like so, okay? Then you're gonna go back to the first wing, and about in the middle of this one that we made right here, you're gonna connect. And then you're gonna make one line. Just like that, okay? So now let's work on the tail. So first you're gonna meet this line, curve, like this. And then at about the middle, like that. So for a hummingbird, you're really just making like cute designs on it. That's really what you do. Okay, so for the head, you make a U, basically. Okay, two more things. So for the eye, you're gonna make a circle and a little circle in the middle, just like that, okay? Then you're gonna color in. Now you can do this with your pencil or a black color pencil. I'm using my pencil. Okay, so now for the feet. These you just make kind of like a golf club, the bottom. Make this, and you can make them bigger. And then you just make another one that connects, okay? Okay, so now it's time to color. So let me get my color pencils out. Okay, so here's my colors. I got this magenta color. I got 2 shades of green, a light and a dark, and a black. So let's get started. So first we're gonna start with our magenta color. And you're gonna color in this piece. And yeah, I stop, I'm gonna show y'all this. Okay. So you're gonna make like a small triangle, and that we'll work on later. But so you're gonna color in this, not the triangle, and this. So I'll be back when I've colored that. Okay, there we go. So there's that. And now we're gonna take a light green and color in this, this, and this. And you're gonna color in this triangle. Okay, so I'll be back when I've done that. Okay, so there we go. So now what I like to do is, my body was a little longer than my short that I made. So we're just gonna, I did this with my little one too. You're gonna just like color in the white. You can hardly see my green. If you zoom in, you can. It just kind of gives it some color, I think. So there's that. Okay, so now we're going with a darker green, and you're lightly going to color in when you did the light green, just in like the middle. This gives it just like helps it, I think. Of course, you don't have to do that, but I did it. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna trace all the outlines, okay, and color in the feet. Do not trace, you're gonna trace this, but do not trace like this or that, okay, or them. Just trace out on the outside and this. Okay, so I'll be back when I did that. Okay, there we go. So now for the beak, we're gonna color in the beak with our pencil. And we're just gonna, and of course you can do different colors, whatever. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna lightly erase, sorry guys. Just to like, I just think it's like, it's good. But yeah. Okay, so now I'm just gonna lightly erase that. And the ones that we did not trace black. Okay. And there is how to draw this hummingbird. It turned out very cute. I hope y'all enjoyed. Bye.